Picking up from where we left off, once you submit this entire quiz, you'll be able to see some responses and get some feedback on how close you were to the kinds of things that a good reader would have said. Let's move on to the other P's, prior knowledge. Prior knowledge refers to things you already know about the topic. And again, you can make predictions based on what you already know when you read a heading. And the last of the 4 P's is purpose. This is the most difficult part to get for students who are reading college textbooks. Most of the time, we read textbooks because they've been assigned to us. So purpose is, why am I reading this? Well, I remember being in college and getting this as one of the headings I had to read about. Now, I am not a medical person, so I'm not very interested in this topic. I can tell from my own prior knowledge that I know that dento is a word that has to do with teeth, and I certainly know that tumors have to do with cancer. Sometimes, most of the time, that's what I associate that word with. So I have that much prior knowledge. I don't know much more about it, but I certainly am not very interested in reading this, or at least I wasn't when I was in college and assigned this. But several years ago, my daughter was diagnosed with this from a dental appointment that I took her to. And the first thing I did was I came home and I read everything I could about it. So suddenly, even though the topic was the same, I had a greater purpose, and it made me far more interested in why I was reading it and what I was reading. This is a difficult aspect for readers in college to do, but it's something that you need to continue working on if you find yourself having trouble, because I'm reading it because my professor told me to, or it's going to be on a test later, isn't a very worthwhile purpose for reading. It's not one that will keep us through the heavy material. Let's try this. You're now going to use the active reading tool that I had you make your own copy of in your Google Drive. And you're going to use that along with this part of your textbook. Now, I have it on screen and I'll zoom into it, but this is part of your textbook. It's at page 28. For right now, what I want you to do is just practice the pre-reading portion of this. So if this is what the text looks like, just that much, and it's 4 paragraphs, can you pre-read that? That's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to pre-read, and in this active reading tool that you have downloaded that you have copied, made your own copy, here is the pre-reading portion. Go ahead and fill in this part and then submit your ART with just that much done, and then we'll continue this into the next question.